So I wouldn't be surprised if sometime down the line we see some pro teams up Hurricane Pikes on Drow Rangers. That doesn't even have to be like super either. Drow's already got some great base attack to work with just because of her ult.
Thirty seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Yeah.
Go for me.
This is really efficient use of the lanes if you think about it, because they're going to be able to get so much EXP in all of these heroes. In Earth Spirit, definitely he wants as much EXP as possible. I've seen situations where not really back in the day, but previously when Earth Spirits were dedicated roamers, they didn't have a good head start during the early game. It really hampers what Earth Spirit can do, so I really like the way that Trust is doing it. Just giving him that off lane. They know it's just going to be a disruptor as well as a starter. Like, he probably is going to die.
Don't think you love me.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a problem, but if he can stick around, he's absolutely going to be okay. Depends on whether or not there could be some rotations coming out from Trust, because if you think about it, the only hero that could really roam here is the Earth Spirit, but he's still showing down bottom. So Veno's going to be pretty safe for now, up until Jabs does disappear or grabs a haste rune maybe. Well, this is quite lucky. So there is a possibility that they try and just go for a jump onto MP. iPro's got almost everything ready. Might want to be good to level 4 first, but depends how quickly they'll shut down that Veno. Hey.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's the Veno. Like, if he grabs a kill before he dies, that sort of just, oh gosh, I don't know what the word is, but it buffers what he would have lost. So the Veno's okay with this. Like, obviously Trust would prefer if the Earth Spirit was alive, so he could have gotten EXP, but he didn't. So this is pretty good for MP that he was able to kill that kill before he died. Not lost, they're very passive for MVP. Like the lead, I would say. Looks like they may try and sort of go for a bit of a jump onto Jabs. They go for the crush, and can they kill him off? It depends. You need to get an angle, a roll. Oh. Well played coming out from
Total spawnage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yes. It's also the patch of strength heroes. If you've been watching, I don't know if you've been watching Starladder, I'm pretty sure a lot of, not Starladder, Epicenter. God, I'm terrible. People that have been watching Epicenter, Armlet has such a item that everyone picks up. Looks like Forev is taking a lot of damage and they've been screwed as well. Forev get killed off here though. Oh, the heals! Oh!
Don't think ill of me. Cursed antidote.
Gosh. Feels so unfortunate down the bottom lane. It would have been nice for them to get the kill onto Kells, but unfortunately Phoenix as well as Disruptor, their base damage as supports is not impressive. If up supports that had higher physical right clicks or obviously with more range, then I think they should have been able to grab that kill onto Kells. So that was a huge missed opportunity for MVP, and to also lose that many heroes up there, it's rather unfortunate. It's looking so good for Trust. They as a team, if they can come online this early, MVP are in for a big struggle. Oh.
What have we here?
Oh god.
You are most welcome.
They're not running away. They've got like a freaking. They're driving away in a truck. They've got the game loaded up and ready to go. I'm sorry, but MVP. This is one of the most, if not the most. I don't want to say. I have to. One of the most passive games I've seen from MVP. Typically for MVP, they're having a good day. Say good day. They are always going to be on the map looking for those kills active. Unfortunately, I feel like for this game, they just sort of drafted themselves into a bit of a hole with their supports, who needs levels on Disruptor, and Phoenix, unfortunately, can't really do too much outside of just Sunrays. They don't have the best roaming potential together. They do potential to set up, but they weren't able to make much happen. They got a lot of kills given away to Signature Trust. Their lanes were not necessarily won, and it's just Trust all over the map looking objectives, like Boom Bell as well as Jabs in that bottom lane. Like there's 3 heroes that are backed up. They don't want to do anything. Whereas in a typical Trust. Oh no.
The pain. I made my kill.
This is why I should bet on Dota, but I don't, because I'm a nice person and I just don't do that kind of stuff. But, geez, like, I will be honest though, MVP, they do have the better odds because they are able to pull out those plays. Oh, they might lose again, although it is just Spirit and a Witch Doctor. I don't think he's Slime either, but low ground. Manly. Told you, boo.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh jeez, this is rolling out of control. Pun not intended. For MVP, they've got to start getting the act together. QO has finished up his armlet, so he will have that extra stats to work with as well as the attack speed. But I can't help but feel like initiation is the problem here for MVP. They've got no real guaranteed way of wiggling their way into Trust's draft. You can understand though that QO didn't go for the blink because there's always going to be the Zeus there with a potential Thunder God's Wrath, as well as Spectre Haunt being able to cancel out the blink, so not saying the armlet's a bad thing. I feel like the way that they're drafting, I'm not too sure if MVP is in a comfortable position to really make that much happen unless they start looking, and Dubu is going to be a key component for this because the only thing that's going to really set up for MVP is that glimpse. If they can just glimpse someone back, burst them down, that's going to be an kill. And I feel like that's one way for MVP to sort of crawl back in the game because right now it's not looking that good. They picked a Venomancer. I don't know, the problem I see with Venomancer is he just doesn't scale on the same level as others.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Don't move, Dubu. Even with your team, it's not safe. So bad. Oh, they forgot they know.
Bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Oh, they got the vision!
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
And all of a sudden, QO has a blink dagger. So, is this time for MVP to start playing aggressive? Because now they've got another hero to be there for initiation. QA also is insanely farmed. He's going to be able to output a lot of damage. Actually, could be the chance for MVP to make a reasonable comeback. My pro looks like he was trying to look for a ward, but he just spotted at the center. Gonna make sure he doesn't get caught out because still squishy's dying QO.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, Dad. Actually.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh no, heavy! Oh no! That was a insanely long fight. This gets a kill on QA as well. Gosh. So, at the end of the day, the graph, the recap says it was 4 for 4. I feel like there were more heroes that died, but we'll just have to agree with what the graph says. But it ended up being a 1k gold swing in the way of MVP. If QA survived there, I feel like that would have been a huge win for MVP. Survived through everything. I guess he died, but QA, I think the biggest, survived through everything. There for all the kills. He's level 11, 15 minutes into the game, so he had access to the second point into the smarter ult, which is huge because all of a sudden he's going to start hitting like a truck. That's the scariest thing with Trust's stuff. Like, their heroes are not that tanky, so if they get caught out by QO, he can definitely solo them with the help of his supports.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Leave them all in my wake.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
A soldier's fortune.
You actually would have thought that Trust had this game in bag, but all of a sudden it's quite so. If you take a look at the net worth as well, like QO is on top in terms of net worth. Then you got the Zeus and the Beastmaster, but then you've got two more. I think they were trying to bait them in with Febby Super Egg, and then that would have been enough for MVP to sort of chase them down. That didn't end, unfortunately. So MVP, they're really bringing the game to Signature Trust. This game is not going to be as easy anymore. And for Signature Trust, I don't want to say it's a huge problem, but it can inevitably be their downfall. They have to maintain control of MVP. They can't let MVP start dictating the fights because that's what's happening. Yeah, they're smoked up and they run into ports. This could be a problem. They scan it, I think they see him. Oh, the silence. Oh geez, that almost looked okay for MVP, except for the fact that the Disruptor Static Storm only won. Everyone in Trust walked into it, but then they just walked out and that was... Oh, Abba. Oh, Febby. I hope you like a KFC spicy. You ain't Asian. I'm sorry, bro. to the game. MVP though. Actually, I looked at Signature Trust. They had two just sort of hiding in the jungle. They're waiting for someone to go their head, and it actually might be MP to come through. He has a pipe though, so it wouldn't have been killed. So Zeus just TP's home. Want to reveal himself, but geez, I'm really surprised that MVP has just decided to go on 100% aggression. They're trying to look for someone, and if they find like hells, this could be this could be defeat though. They're running into 3. Yeah, that's also another thing I wanted to point out as well. They're looking like this, but they don't have the best vision. I wanted to ask you, the MVP Observe Award here, but how does this when it comes to scouting out Signature Trust? Trust are not hiding in their base. They are free to move wherever they want. They have the ability to fight anywhere just because of that Spectre. Ward doesn't really seem to be providing too much for MVP right now. Hopefully they can get a couple of jungle wards, but I suppose it's also up against a Zeus. Putting wards up against a Zeus is not easy, because de-warding it is quite literally one spell away for Signature Trust. Like, vision is so key for MVP, but they can't get it, because Signature Trust isn't going to give it to them. And MVP, back to their old shenanigans, going to be playing all miss with QO. I think this is the interesting thing as a player. He is so hit and miss. Like, he'll either go in for these high risk, high reward kills, and all of a sudden, like, it'll either be really amazing, or it could just backfire completely. I don't want to say it's just QA, his team performing spectacularly, but I think in some situations, you would be a little bit more afraid of Frost just because of the nature of their draft, this global presence. Like, heroes are always going to be there for fights, but MVP, they don't care. They're still grouping up, they're still farming, and they're just saying to Trust, like, we don't care if you're strong, we're going to keep on fighting you, because that's how we play the game. And so I think for some teams it does catch the guard. So it's not bad for Trust if they've got a start, and that Radiance is a step in the right direction. The kills has it. It's going to start being a problem now for MVP, because although Smarter is going to hate Radiance, he does not want to miss hits. He's got a big BKB though. Doesn't change anything, however.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Poison ticks?
What rises must someday fall.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This actually could have been really good for MVP if there wasn't that remaining vision from Zeus's lightning bolt to begin with. Like, if the vision there faded and then the Venomancer ward was thrown up there, that could have been a complete surprise play coming up from MVP, but when all that's said and done, they lose QO. He's used his first BKB charge. Now, theory for this game, it could have been amazing. It was just for that fight, he had to pop it. He was off HP. He did manage to heal half of it back up because he popped his wand and then toggled the armlet, but that wasn't enough. not look overcooked. That is orange. But, okay. But, the BKB pickup though for MVP, it's not bad for QA, but they need to make as much of this work right now as they can, because the duration for BKB is not going to go up, it's going to go down. So once it reaches 5 seconds on QA, it's not going to be as effective as you would like, because the duration is not going to be there, and then if Trust really want to, they can just raw him every single time. And all of a sudden, that's already going to be 3.5 duration of the BKB weighted because he can't move. So this BKB, it's such a big pickup for QO. They have to make it work. They're going to keep on farming though, so in terms of farm MVP, they're not falling behind. They just need to start outplaying, still way ahead. Nice accent. Oh jeez. Oh baby.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
High ground defense is so key for MVP. Like don't get MVP wrong. Their high ground is going. Just depends on whether or not they're going to be able to set the tone of the fight when it does happen. Like every single time with Trust, if they find anybody, they are going to haunt. I like how Trust is playing this out. They're playing super aggressive onto lick kills right now. They know that it's still at a point in the game where their death timers aren't that long, so they're not really forced into a position where they die, then that's going to be end all be all. They can just go for these quick dives every single time. I suppose I'm really still surprised that QO is somehow top of the net worth chart. Like, you would have thought Spectre would be on by now with this Radiance, but it's almost there. Not quite, but I really...
Death is the only antidote.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Oh,
attack.
QO, really?
Dire's
Really,
middle tower
QO?
is under
Oh my god, he jumped to the base just at Boom Bell. So this is actually really good. If I had there, then you know that QO. Jeez. Such a beautiful calculated play. Putting that ward, seeing him by himself and sniping him down, and there's no buyback Doctor either. All of the ultimates are available for except for the Venomancer ult, but he's not even there. Oh Jesus. Oh, not QO. What lagged in what? That's normal on families. Don't worry. I think you're just placing your wards wrong, but that's okay. Why don't you put them in a full cluster and it can answer? Easy. In a circle, not blocking anyone's way. Perfect. Or you can just put it around the tower, so you got a nice little fort around your tower. Fine, just protect it. hopefully we're not having any packet loss problem. The people that watch Epicenter and have been following, if I'm not mistaken, there were some cases where Artua or RTZ packet loss issues because of his Steam account, not because of Valve servers. I don't know if you heard about it. You may not have. I don't know.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Kyo. Jeez. The amount of damage he took there from the Zeus alone. Get to armlet toggle that. Be so careful. He's not Egypt though, like you don't want to just like this. That was definitely not safe. There's no MP though. That's like the weirdest thing. MVP they got 4 mid and then you still have MP on their Venomancer down bottom. If they got caught out there by pretty sure MVP. Oh QA. Please don't suffer packet loss issues, this could be a problem. Please spell, please.
A soldier's fortune. Regeneration.
And also, he doesn't scale in the same level that the Spectre does. Like in theory, if you look at Data, he seems like a fit candidate for a early fighting carry that's going to be able to scale. But the hero just can't farm. I'm still surprised QA's on net worth. But Kel's is gonna eclipse him in terms of farm. I wouldn't say shortly, but I'm really surprised that Kel's is still 4th in terms of net worth. I thought he would have been much more farmed than this, but it just seems like Trust have been playing very, very safe with Kel's. If not with the team, then he won't really be farming. Like, he'll try and hide himself as much as possible. Ags is done on MP. I'm actually curious, is this a timing window now for MVP to try and make some sort of play happen? Because Aghanim's ult deadly, but also I would say maybe he's going to be waiting till level 16 before he pops that ultimate because of the reduced down as well as the extra damage that it's going to be unloading. Actually, that could be a big problem. MVP gets a good spot in the middle of the fight. Everyone's HP pool on Signature Trust. They are all going to be taking. I think the Venomancer ult will do almost all of their HP pools. Jeez. Good stuff. Oh. MP is so close to 16. Once he has this, I would not be surprised if MVP just goes for kills. Just goes for it. 60-second cooldown on the Poison Nova, just go every single time. The cooldowns on the ultimates on MVP, like, they're not insanely long. So, Oh. MVP are playing this so well, just every single time. I wish I knew how they did it, like, think there was a discussion last night on Epicenter talking about players having sort of 6% or this game sense that a lot of us, I want to say us crap tier players, because let's face it, most of us are. We don't experience this percent just because we don't have the same level as experience as these teams, and it just really goes to show like MVP, their game sense in games. Like sometimes their plays can be hit and miss this series, but they're doing so well to stay in this game. If it was any other team going up against Trust, I feel like Trust would have the game close to net. But MVP, they're still looking in a really good spot to take it, assuming that they can take their next fight, and they're just getting so many items, like a blink on Doom now. They've got so much potential to jump onto Trust. If they catch Trust off guard, it'll be the end of their draft.
Nothing faster.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
For some reason, when you're talking about muscle memory for game sense, I just pictured someone flexing their brain. All of a sudden, you just get this little vein. You know, in cartoons, you have that vein on your.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, Kilo.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
Oh
top tower
no.
is under attack.
Actually, oh, that backfired so badly. I kind of feel like that was huge miscommunication between MP as well as QO. It seemed MP, he was anticipating the fight, so he wanted to go in for the jump, but they realized that Signature Trust, they were too spread out, they didn't get the ideal ultimate off, and then all of a sudden they were just like, okay, back up, give away the Venomancer, we screwed up unfortunately, can't go high ground. That was such a big misplay, unfortunately, for MP. And for Signature Trust, do they consider taking Roshan now? There's no Venomancer for next. I know the ult's not gonna. Actually, never mind, the ult will be up in 10. But they can finish up that Rosh quickly if they want it now.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Got the Beastmaster. Beastmaster with the. Actually, no. I want to say Spectre. She's a Rosh hero because Desolate works on Rosh. Did you not know that?
Radiant's top barracks
Okay.
are under attack.
Oh, definitely. Yep. Bueller. Blaine. Am I probably gonna die? Oh, that bash! That bash! So nice. If Micro didn't get bashed, I think.
Takes its course.
So it looks like for now Abba's trying to and push down the bottom lane, whereas for Signature Trust, what are they going to do here? Are they going to just try and delay this Roche? Because time is running out. No one's in a position to, like, you need the Zeus there for the Thunder God's Wrath, but you don't have vision. There we go. Oh, the Death Horn! Kells? The Kells?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Neutralized.
A soldier's
Oh,
fortune.
jeez. So, Aegis was used 3 for 3. I wouldn't say it was... What? I'm just trying to figure out, like... I suppose MVP is okay with Duo survive, but there's no Aegis. And the only reason they really won that was because it was in the Roche pit, they had Aegis, they didn't lose QO. Could have potentially the Venom alive, it was just he got caught out by MyPro. That as well. So, for Trust, they're that bad of a position. They know there's going to be no Aegis. QO, is he really going to go for this crazy play again? Jeez. Oh, the Raw? Oh, the Raw.
To the Black Seas. Infinity.
That's... I wouldn't say cocky, it's just QO's style of play. He always tries to go sort of... My time for his team sort of keeps Trust busy. He dies, and also I think the biggest thing as well to note is that he used the BKB charge. What up?
Catch!
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's top tower is under
They don't have to put split, they're gonna have to just get relay racks away. Unless they just preemptively jumped in. Oh no! Have to deny him. To deny him. Oh, that's... Oh.
Illusion.
But you also need to remember, it was mainly just Lakel's hitting that supernova egg, so you still cannot 100% rely on the super egg, unfortunately, because the moment Trust have 2 heroes hitting on, that's going to be the end of it. Oh, that blink was so clutch from Abba.
has fallen.
Oh, the coconut. This is the annoying thing with Phoenix. Can't kill the team, he's just gonna sunray everyone back up to full, and all of a sudden you just reset and go again as MP. 30 seconds left on the Poison Nova, so that ult is going to be available. There's no roar for 30 seconds. There is a window of opportunity for MVP to just go high ground. Exactly. Oh, the Supernova! You could see the urgency in Signature Trust. They saw him just sucked in over egg and they were just like, guys, hit the egg now, don't let QA come back up to full. And it was so close as well. If it was just a split second there, I think they would have actually been able to resurrect the speed as well as QA, and they may have been able to turn that around. Signature Trust, huge victory. They keep their axes alive and it's healthy as well. Start barreling down the mid lane. Going to force back some really nice buybacks on both Q as well as MP. Oh, that glimpse. My pro's back. They're back. They might just... Yeah, I think they're gonna have to back up without my pro. That glimpse possibly saved the rags. So right now buyback status is going to be huge for both squads as timers are going to start mounting up, and there's only one buyback available on MVP, which is QO. Like, he is the biggest hero, he wants to have buyback. Very close to having the Disruptor buyback, but you want to have buyback on the Doom, you want to have it on the Venomancer, but MP just used his buyback, so can't really rely on him for the next 5 minutes, whereas for Doom, he's trying to buy items and blame for it, like... I suppose you could save it for buyback, but there are two situations here where he does have buyback, but he's already used to skills. Like, the buyback on 4 would not be... Oh no. Does he jump up again though? Does QO just go for the play? Oh no! Adam's dead. Your trust. You just go mid right now. You know there's no buyback on the Venomancer. There's no Doom available onto Forov, so he is... I wouldn't even really consider what to trust without that Doom. There's no Supernova for the next 60 seconds, as well as no buyback on the Phoenix. QA can buyback, but without all of these crew, I don't really chance at controlling Trust. I suppose Trust don't have their ultimates either, but Spectre's bought a heart, Zeus has a blink. I think one thing to note as well, we don't see Zeus that often, but he can do a lot of damage in the prolonged fight. The static field is so cutting into some of these heroes' HP because it's percentage based. Well, Spectre, but because she's so tanky, is outputting so much damage dispersion. And I think MVP without Duo can't kill off Trust. Like, they can stand there and look at Signature Trust, but that's about it. There's nothing that's gonna force them back. Yeah. Oh.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Oh, jeez!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That was huge.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
They don't need to.
Radiant's
Can
middle
just go for the ultra safe play, take the Raxes, double force stuff.